Hey everybody, this is Rainbow Reviews. So today I'm going to be doing more of a short form movie review. I wasn't sure what to review this week, but then I remembered there's all of those direct to DVD Disney sequels, and I've never really seen any of them, and I thought it would be fun to just review some of them. And the first one I'm going to be reviewing is that weird Aladdin sequel that no one ever watched, The Return of Jafar, and because it's on Disney Plus now, and I got Disney Plus. So I just wanted to see what it was like, and this is just gonna be my review of it. So this movie came out in 1994. That was only 2 years after the original, so that's probably not a good sign that it came out so soon after the first one. Uh, it was the first Disney direct-to-DVD sequel, and I'm just gonna recap the story. So this story it takes place 1 year after the original Aladdin. Not a bad start. A lot of sequels like this do a bit of a time skip. But here's what's really weird about this movie. So first of all, in this movie, Aladdin is more of a Robin Hood character. Like he steals from pirates and gives it back to the people of Agrabah, which I guess kind of makes sense for his character. He wouldn't do a complete 180 and become sultan or something like that. There has to be some growth first. So this sequel gets that right at least. But the movie is about Iago, the bird sidekick. Right, remember him? Maybe? I don't know. This movie has him as the main character, and the story is about him trying to be a good guy. It sounds made up. It sounds like a story like 12-year-old me would make up, but that's actually what's happening here. So basically, Iago and Jafar are stuck in the lamp. Iago gets out just because movie plot. I don't know. He just gets out, and then Jafar gets out after him, but they split up. And Jafar is enlisting the help of some person that Aladdin screwed over at the beginning of the movie to help him get revenge on him. It's a simple plot, but it's a really weird direction that they took it in. So I'm also just gonna go over 5 points: story, animation, music, the comedy slash writing, and originality. So first, the story. So I already mentioned that Iago is basically the main character in this one, and he really shouldn't be the main character. The story is really kind of boring and bland compared to the original. There's more focus on him than there is Jafar, which when you think of the movie's title, The Return of Jafar, it should be about Jafar, and it is more in the second half. But for the first 3 quarters or first half of this movie, it's all just this dumb bird trying to be a good guy, and that's not exciting to watch. I don't know why they made the story like this. And there's tons of plot holes in the story too. I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but really, does anyone care about spoilers for Aladdin 2, The Return of Jafar? I don't think so. So one of the plot holes at the end is they're trying to destroy the lamp. That Jafar's lamp, it makes sense that would destroy him. But basically, let me set the scene for you here. The lamp is sitting on this rock that's sitting around, it's being surrounded by a bunch of lava. And Jafar's basically creating this lava, almost destroying this lamp, even though he would die if he gets destroyed. And it gets destroyed because he's stupid and it falls into the lava. That that's so dumb. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense for your character. There's a bunch of plot holes like that, but the movie's plot is really shaky anyway. Whatever. So the animation isn't actually that bad. I mean, I'm probably going to show some pictures or videos of it, some clips. It's got some weird coloring on it. You can tell immediately that this is not Disney Animation Studios. It's a different studio making this movie entirely. But the animation, it can be kind of expressive. It's not that bad, but still, it is way below the original. It's not very good at all. So animation, I know I keep contradicting myself when I say these points, but it's really not that bad. It's just you can immediately tell that it's not up to snuff for what Disney was making. but for a sequel, direct to DVD sequel, it's fine. Uh, the music, the song choices were really weird. Like I've already mentioned before that this movie focuses a lot on Iago, way more than it should. But the first song, yeah, this sequel is a musical as well, but the first song is sung by this bird. Like, and I'm sorry, man, your voice actor, I don't know what your name is, but you got a good voice, but I can't get down with their singing voice. It's kind of weird. And the voice just, I mean, the song is just kind of, it's not catchy. It doesn't really have that pizzazz that any of the songs from the first movie do. But if you're just talking about like instrumentals or music during action scenes, it's fine, you know? It sounds like those old Tom and Jerry cartoons where they're running around and the music is playing instead of words. That's kind of what a lot of the action scenes are like, so you can kind of imagine that. The comedy or writing. The writing was not that bad actually. I mean, the first one obviously has way better writing, but other than like the songs having the weird song choices, like Iago singing the first song, other than that weird choice, the writing is okay. It's really not that bad. But there weren't really any like jokes in the movie. Nothing really funny. There's some physical comedy, but you know, it's nothing like what's a movie that's actually funny? Thor Ragnarok. That's a good movie. I just watched that too on Disney Plus. It's nothing up to the level of Thor Ragnarok funny. And then fifth and final point is originality. It's definitely an unexpected sequel story. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it probably could have been worse. You can tell that they at least tried to make something unexpected and original, so I can give them props for that. But still, I'm not gonna say you succeeded in this category. It could have been way better. So my final thoughts about this movie. It was okay. I mean, it's harmless, really. It's just direct to DVD sequel. What can you do? It in terms of like ruining the characters, they don't actually ruin the characters. The characters are largely the same as they are in the first movie, except now that there's a weird connection between the Sultan and Iago. Like they have some kind of history, when they really don't in the first movie. I don't think. But other than that, the characters, they're fine. You know. So yeah, as far as like a rating or a score goes, I'd probably give this movie like a 4. It's it's not good, but it's not trash either. You know, like I've watched it twice at this point at least in preparation for this video, and you know, I could sit through it. I was actually kind of invested in the story the first time I watched it just because I didn't know what was going to happen. So, yeah, I give it a 4 out of 10. I would definitely suggest to make it better, you could improve the animation a bit, uh, actually make it kind of funny. The story's fine, don't change that. That would be too much work anyway. Just up the animation and comedy a bit, and that would probably be at a solid 5 average. And as far as tier list goes for all the movies I'm going to be reviewing, I would give it a D tier. You know, it's not F, it's not trash, but obviously not very good either. Alright, so those are my thoughts on Aladdin 2 The Return of Jafar. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.